So there's certain indicators of the time of year here in Dubai. You might hear a little background noise, you might hear a few aircraft up there in the sky, you might notice the site behind us, and of course the gentleman alongside me, because when you get the call from DC Aviation Al-Futtaim, when you find yourself airside down here in their VIP terminal in the heart of Dubai, and when you're stood alongside the managing director, Holger Ostheimer, it can only be one thing. The Dubai Airshow is back. Yep, Dubai Airshow 2025 is upon us. It's happening out there. Holger and I in here. Holger, great to see you. Just before we move on, Dubai Airshow 2025, how excited are you?
Very excited. A lot of happening at Dubai Airshow, predominantly on the military and the commercial side, but private and business aviation is always in the focus. The manufacturers have done a great deal, bringing new product. We're very busy on all fronts, on the maintenance side, on the aircraft management side and handling. So yeah, it's looking good.
Right, enough about the Airshow. Let's get back to you. Huge thanks to DC Aviation Al-Futtaim for inviting us back down 2 years on from our original broadcast. So let's talk about that 2 years. I imagine, much like everything else here, the brand, the company, the team has grown. Quantify that growth for us.
Well, you can quantify the growth on the ground handling side by about 10%. On the maintenance side, we have grown in the range of 30%. We upped our resources and manpower and managed to attract more businesses. On the fleet size of the aircraft, we had some going, we had some coming. We have a very strong end of this year. So all in all, the fleet growth we see at 20% as well. Yeah, in that regard, I can only say it's looking good in all areas.
It's up and away, as always. Is that indicative of what's happening here in terms of aviation in the UAE and the Middle East and GCC as a whole?
I think you can very much confine this to a number of different arguments. One is the geopolitical stability in the UAE. Two is the attraction of ultra high net worth residing, and obviously the geolocation of Dubai, building bridges to everywhere, so that you see a lot of people residing in their home countries, but with residences here in Dubai. They use their own aircraft to come here, and for that, Dubai is one of the most prominent places to fly your private jet in and out from.
And if you don't believe us, just listen to what's going on out there. Just on that point of, we were just getting our heads around HNWIs. Now, of course, we've got the UHNWIs as well, and the categories get bigger all the time. How much has that in the last 2 years have impacted on the profile, or the demand, I should say, of your passengers and customers?
It has had a continuous impact. One, regions in the world that are less friendly in accommodating wealth, and that is certainly not the case in Dubai. The proximity to India with a growth in ultra high net worth population of 10% year on year, and those people in parts residing in the UAE, that alone brings a lot of traction to making Dubai as special as it is.
Look, obviously, your customer, your client privacy is sacrosanct, and that's one of the reasons that sets DC Aviation Al-Futtaim apart from others. I'm not asking you to give me, a manifesto of who's traveling, but in terms of the profile of demand and the profile of who's flying these days, has that changed?
Well, it hasn't changed for us. There's obviously different segments in the market. The social media savvy people with considerable wealth, they will be going to the general aviation terminal here at the airport using other sources. But the way we have been laid out, the way we planned the facility more than 10 years ago, stands for privacy and really make sure that you have just walked past a very famous person. We don't take pictures, we don't mention it. This is how we operate. We have a little secret here inside the hangar. We're standing right behind the Joby setup, who is on display to demonstrating the eVTOL. Yeah, so what we are doing here, what we do at DC Aviation Al-Futtaim stays at DC Aviation Al-Futtaim.
This is like Las Vegas, for all good reasons, that is. What goes on here stays here, and you're right, the words are safe with me. Just to that end, and on demand as well, what are clients, what are customers looking for these days? I've heard from a lot of people in aviation that, you know, the idea of private aviation, of chartered aviation has changed a little because people want efficiency. They want a value for money, and they're seeing that now with their values. So what are the customers looking for now in terms of what DC Aviation Al-Futtaim can offer?
Again, it's very segmented. People who are very cost conscious and who are predominantly on the chartering side, they won't be coming to us. Our core business is aircraft management, is aircraft owners, people who can afford operating and taking the cost of a very costly undertaking, running a private or business jet, and they will draw the benefit out of flexibility to flying as and when they need and where they need to go, where in other cases a commercial airline wouldn't even be flying to.
So the idea of flexibility, as you mentioned there, that's key, that's what people are looking for. That idea of privacy obviously goes without saying. Personalization, are people looking for a little bit more personalization on their journeys these days?
Very much so. It already starts in the designing of aircraft, whether you look at Bombardier, Gulfstream or Dassault. The client is very much involved in having a bespoke cabin so that when he flies the aircraft, he has got everything in place the way he likes it.
Got to ask you a question that we ask every single industry leader at the moment, AI. How is AI and tech impacting on your business at the moment?
You can look at it from two different angles. One, aircraft technology, not at all, not at the moment. It is a highly regulated business with very high safety margins, so that the effect of AI will obviously take more years to come to actually being seen on the aircraft. As far as our organization is concerned, administrative processes, financial reconciliation. We're using AI tools to optimize our processes to becoming even more transparent in terms of costing and transparency towards our clients.
That's from a DC Aviation Al-Futtaim point of view. I mean, you're a seasoned industry expert, you know, you've lived and breathed aviation all your life. Is it having an impact on aviation as a whole? Are we going to see a whole sort of, we've been promised the future of aviation at the air show this year. Are we going to get insight to that?
Well, in parts you see that with a mode of propulsion, eVTOL, it's one thing, but to actually seeing AI solutions embedded into the navigation and operation of aircraft, I think we're quite a few years away.
Okay, I'm going to ask you to look into the future. You do it all so succinctly every time we get together. So. Again, the future of aviation. We've been promised a little window on that at this year's air show. As you can hear, all sorts going on out there. What's the outlook? Let's start first and foremost with DC Aviation Al-Futtaim. What's the outlook like for you guys?
The outlook for us is to extending our spread, our geographic cover. I have just come back from a trip where we're looking at exactly that, a base elsewhere, and providing capacities to the very busy market that there is in Dubai, and it is a very special market compared to many others in Europe and further afield.
So DC Aviation in a good spot. They are moving forward here in the region, and the region as a whole. What's private aviation look like here in the region, the Middle East, moving forward?
We're obviously going to enter into the competition with the Saudi airports. The Saudi government is putting a great emphasis in bolstering Jeddah, Riyadh and other locations, providing attractive packages to relocating operations. However, with the learning curve that the UAE, Dubai in particular, has been going through in accommodating international travel and providing resources for a seamless operation of aircraft, is something that will probably take time to recover.
Has the narrative changed? You travel the world, you speak to clients around the world. Has the narrative changed about sort of private aviation here in the region, and more international buyers, international partners looking at the region for expansion?
That applies to the aviation part, but it also applies to social acceptance. I can clearly remember those days traveling to my hometown Frankfurt almost 15 years ago, and people weren't quite so sure what to respond when I said I live in Dubai. I have just come back from Germany a few weeks back. I was sitting in a pub with people, and people weren't lifting their nose thinking, you're living in Dubai. No, people are saying, you live in Dubai? I know this and that person that has already moved. I would actually be interested in moving too. So the social acceptance of the location of the country has increased, and with it there has to be an overspill effect on the aviation side as well.
Yeah, no, it's certainly a positive time all round, not just for DC Aviation Al-Futtaim, but also the industry as a whole. Dubai Airshow 2025, as you can hear, is behind us at the moment. It's all going on. How busy is your calendar for Airshow week?
It's fully packed, and because my board of directors is very generous, they always invite me to the board meeting right in the middle of the airshow. Timing is perfect. Listen, last year you invited me down here to, as you say, experience our passion for excellence. I walked away absolutely dumbfounded. I'm back again this year on the eve of the air show. I can yet again report that excellence is all around, and that's what drives you, isn't it? That extra ingredient. Excellence is key to you. You have to be very critical in how you do things and what else there is you can do. And if there is any space for improvement, you better identify it, you better find the gap, you put it into operation, let the client benefit.
So that's it. We've literally been drowned out by what's going on out there and the static. A huge thanks to Holger. I can't thank you enough. Have yourself I can't say restful air show. Have yourself a successful air show. That's all I can say.
Thank you.
Thanks for the invite. And as I said, at DC Aviation Al-Futtaim, experience our passion for excellence. Check them out down at the air show this year. And if you can't make it down to the air show, do find out more online. Big thanks to Holger.